What's up, guys? It is 4:02 a.m. I don't expect anybody to join this, but if you do, welcome. Um, Real quickly, wanted to give my thoughts before I forget and get busy into the week and practice tomorrow and everything. Just kind of want to talk about my thoughts about King of the Table 4. I guess we'll go in the first off. Neil and Ray, amazing job commentating. Neil always has something to say, always keeping it moving. And I felt like Ray backed him up really well. Um, Bill Collins kept his head on a swivel and stayed true to what he wanted to do, stayed professional. So uh, credit to Bill Collins for always being a fantastic ref, in my opinion. And my arm wrestling career, I'm from Southern California, and that's Bill's territory, and so I've had Bill ref probably more of my matches than anybody, and Bill's my favorite ref. Nothing against any of the other refs, and there are a ton of amazing refs, but I don't know. I've always had Bill, partial to Bill, so good job, Bill Collins, and Sergio, who down refs for him from Dubai, awesome. So the production, amazing. Larry Wheels, Adam Silver, Core Sports, everybody that helped put that thing on. The venue looked sick. I wish I was there, to be honest. In the videos leading up to it, it looked awesome with all the cars everywhere, and it looked super professional. Yeah, the from them walking in with the lights and the music when they're walking out, and just everything was top notch. Excited to see the Core Sports guys when I'm in when I'm at East First West. See all those guys again. Great crew. So yeah, kudos to them. Sorry guys, I don't have a ton of energy right now. Like I said, I just got off work. I'm going to sleep here right when I get done with this live. I'm going to eat and go to sleep. So Marcio versus Irakli. There's a bunch of spoilers here, you guys. By the way, if you don't know what happened, tune out. Sorry, it's definitely spoilers. Marcio and Irakli end up being a shutout. Was 4-0. Irakli. Irakli looked amazing. He was explosive. Marcio was having elbow foul trouble, which he's kind of known in the past for having a lot of trouble keeping his elbow down in certain matches. I was surprised that Marcio didn't try a higher outside option. It seemed like he kept trying to hold on and finish the match quickly. I felt like Marcio had everything he needed. I felt like he had the strength. It didn't seem overwhelming strength gap. It was more that Irakli was shooting fast to what he needed, and once he got what he needed, he was obviously amazing. I was just surprised because normally the answer to somebody that low hand top rolls kind of like Irakli does is you keep your knuckles up and then you post straight backwards, right? But I felt like Marcio kept trying to be offensive. Even when he's top rolling, he's trying. And Irakli's style is like a defensive top roll. He wants you to try to move offensively so you can bend your wrist back when you try to pin. So I was surprised that Marcio didn't try his own defensive style with a higher knuckle and post, and maybe post through Irakli's fingers. But kudos to Irakli, man. That dude is super athletic, strong as hell, young, right? I think there's a lot of big things coming for Irakli. And obviously, also, Marcio, I'm sure he's going to be fine. I know he said he had an injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same thing, rinse and repeat. After the one round he lost on fouls, it was kind of the same thing. I mean, Irakli was just being too explosive backwards and ended up hurting Marcio. So, yeah, I'm interested to see both of their next few matches. I know Irakli said he wants Todd Hutchings. He wants another crack at Todd Hutchings. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that and see how that pans out for sure. Let's see what's going on, guys. Not gonna be doing too much chat work, but I will say hello. Steve Star, what's going on? Hook Roller, Efren, WB, Karur, Veronica, what are you doing? Wait, oh my days. Duffy Dubs, Efren, Yvonne, and Karur. What's going on, guys? So that was a 4-0 sweep for Irakli. Then there was Corey Webb And Corey, the score ended up being 3-0 before Corey backed out due to his pec being weird. He thought he might have injured it. Later on, he said he thinks he might have just drained it. Nothing too serious. Corey was in it. He was definitely in it, and power-wise, he was definitely there. And the first round, when they were going back and forth on fouls and things like that, and Corey got the straps, once he was able to get that hook in, he definitely pinned Alex, which shows that he's in it, right? He's in the realm. Like, it was just a matter of small adjustments and things like that. So Corey is definitely at that level, right? Strength wise, if you can get him in his spot, Corey's definitely at the level. That first round proves it. Now, after the match started going, it just seemed like Corey he's very difficult to top roll. Unless you guys have been on the table with him, it's really hard to understand the angles that he hits. He has really long forearms for his size. I know it doesn't look that way, but when you get on the table with him, he crowds and he goes towards you, and you kind of run out of space. So he doesn't get top rolled very often. It's a very difficult thing trying to crack Corey West's wrists. It's just a weird angle on top of him being super strong. So I think that a lot of it is that Corey, his wrist doesn't get cracked back very often, and so he trusts it so much that he held on. He held on a lot, and his wrist was still holding up pretty well. But eventually, Alex regripped, and he literally got out here on Corey's fingers. He was holding Corey's fingers like this, and Corey was still holding on, and that's when his wrist finally went the first time. And like I always say, guys, like a wrist within a super match or within a match, like at a tournament, your wrist is like a bottle cap, man. Once it gets popped open, it never goes back quite as tight within that match, right? Or within that super match. Once that wrist is compromised against your will, when you're on 100% and that thing gets cracked back, it never gets as tight within that match. So it takes a solid, 30% out of your wrist or so once your wrist gets cracked back against your will. So once that thing went, it, like every other match in the history of arm wrestling, it just continues to go easier and easier. Alex did a great job posting, keeping his arm tall, and really amplifying his height as well as he can by driving his elbow forward and prying on Corey's wrist. So Alex showed definitely professionalism. He's super humble, great, super nice dude, and so is Corey. And so it was a good match. I mean, I think that if Corey just would have went to the straps, sooner, maybe didn't hold on as much and just slipped and let it go to the straps, I think it might have looked different. I think the super match could have looked a lot different, almost like that first round when Corey got a hold of him, if he wasn't holding on so much. But who knows? I wasn't in the match, just from spectating. But he definitely, when he got a hold of him, he definitely had enough for Alex. But Alex played that really smart. So kudos to Alex Cordecha for staying in the game and utilizing all his tools properly. Bygone Era, what's going on? Nino, John, Modest, Matt Cheney, Arm Wrestling Fanatic, Lagia. What's going on, guys? I'm not really reading the chat right now, just kind of focusing on this. And then final match of the night, right? Devon Laird and Levan Saganashvili, the man. Leading into this, Devon, I said, a bunch of times on live, Levan is the favorite. I believe that Devon's number 2 in the world, convincingly. Still believe that. I still believe that. Well, right now because Devon's hurt, but I still believe in the days leading up that Devon would have beaten pretty much anybody else, which just goes to show like how strong Levan is, right? The match was lopsided. There was nothing to be done. After round 2, Devon hurt his arm trying the King's move. I don't know how bad yet. I know in his video he just released, he had it like in a sling almost and saying he was jacked up, but he didn't give us any details. I'm sure he has to go to the doctor and find out what happened. But yeah, like it was just different. It was a whole different ballgame, right? It wasn't even that close. I know Devon felt a little something round 1 when he started looking at the camera and he was like, "Oh, I got this. I can do this." Because there was a little bit of, he slowed him down at the very last millimeter there in the first round, like just the very, very last millimeter before he got pinned. And I saw it, and I know Devon felt it. That's why he's like, "I'm gonna get him." And then he got injured right after that, and then that was it. I mean, then he tried to go to his secondary move, going inside and hooking and stuff, but just too much meat, too much mass on Levan, no chance. So ended up losing 6-0. Levan looked comfortable, and the thing I keep thinking about, and I haven't formulated a rock solid opinion on this yet, Um, it's just like get some weird stuff going on. North America, with their joints and their locks and their things going on, and then you see a lot of that. And then you see the guys that are training like we'll say use Levan for example, training kind of like a strongman, training everything, from bench press to pull-ups to dips to bicep curls, one-handed world record curls, things like that, like the full thing on top of the hand and wrist, And that's what I was trying to do. After I had my little super match with Devon, my little whatever practice match I had with him, it reminded me. I was thinking, I was like, man, I'm not going to be trickier than Devon, right? I'm not going to have some kind of crazy anti-Kings move thing grown into my joints. I was like, so I'm not going to get more experience than him. So I would just have to become way bigger and stronger. That would be the answer to being Devon. It's just you have to get so much stronger than him that none of that stuff matters. Like Levan, right? So, I mean, that's it. That's the way you beat Devon Larry, is by just being that Levan, that Denis Plankov, that overwhelming strength. And I think being well-rounded in terms of having all these muscles available and all these angles available to you, I think that's the killer, right? There was no super weakness in Levan. There's not this one small thing where you exploit that and he loses. It was just like everything was so well-rounded. And then when he started moving that body sideways, everything just held up. All that mass, taking 400 pounds and driving sideways, it's just a lot. So yeah, he ran through Devon, controlled the match, hand and wrist, controlled everything. Devon didn't have anything for him. So now Levan, I mean, he was pretty much wide for the most part. Besides people that are hardcore Devon fans, Levan was pretty much widely considered number one in the world anyway. But I guess this puts the solid, no arguments, everything to rest. Levan, hands down, not even close, number one guy in the world, right? 100%. I don't see anybody within a year at least being able to give him anything super serious. I don't think most guys can give anything to Devon when that day he went against Levan. So it's crazy, man. I'm excited to see who's going to be the guy that steps up. Who's going to be the guy that steps up and is able to give Levan a run. I'm excited. I wonder who it's going to be. I mean, there's people that have potential, of course. But man, you better have a nice package. You better have the complete thing if you're going to go against Levan and really try to pose a real serious threat. So I'm sure at some point somebody will. They'll be the next crazy dude. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah. So Devon's probably gonna be out for a little while. He says he wants to get back into doing stuff with the community and hanging out with his family, getting healthy, and things like that. So I'm excited to see what he has in store. I'm sure it's a bunch of cool stuff going on. Yeah, excited to see that. So let me just catch up with the chat here real quick a little bit, and then I'll probably go to sleep, to be honest. I don't want to make this video super long. I was just going to record it, but I figured I might as well go live. Just have to be in the house. What's going on, man? Arm Wrestling Fanatic. Arm Wrestling Fanatic says Vitali versus 140 kg Devon. Vitali wins. Lobgia Vitali would beat Devon. Devon loss wasn't more impressive than Vitali. Different styles make matchups. So that doesn't mean anything. On says because being stronger is what wins the match. It depends on how much stronger you are. People think Vitali would flash Devon. That's fine. Yeah, Chafee did better against Levan than Devon. Did he? I don't know. Round one, there was something interesting there. If you guys know what you're looking for, there was something interesting there round one, and Devon felt it, and I could see it. Chafee, there was nothing interesting. Like, there was no part where you're like, ooh, that looked interesting. Like, even Kirgali had a moment with Levan where, his wrist kind of got compromised a little bit, whether he let it happen or not. Vitali had a moment, right? I didn't see a moment with Dave. That was complete control all the way through. So I don't know if I'd say Dave did better. South the B says, how can you say he's number 2 based on what evidence? He had the worst performance against Levan with the most favorable. He had the worst performance against Levan? Were they all 6-0? Sap, I say that based on my experience and just how I perceive things. And it's just my opinion, man. It's okay. Don't be offended by it. Just seeing the things I see and the event, all the evidence leading up to this match, and talking to people behind the scenes that have been practicing pulling with Devon and picking other people's brains, and just my opinion. Gennady beat Devon just by climbing. Okay. Vitaly's still number 2 in my mind. Maybe imagine Devon versus Levan WF rules. Levan went sideways. Levan with 134 kg, one arm curl left humanity. Okay, you guys kind of taking off. Oh, I have 130 people in here at 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all are crazy. Okay, I'm not doing a whole long live, guys. I was just hopping in here for a second. Oh yeah, you guys are taking off of me. Levan obliterated Devon. Yep. Bombed out at Nationals, got 5th lefty, had an awesome war with Palco. Attaboy. Hey, you've only been in a little while, Caleb. Long road ahead, bud. Vitaly's the only person that made Levan work. Levan maintained this is a big question, 1 to 2 years. I don't know. I mean, I don't pretend to know what he does in the privacy, what he's running. Everybody thinks they know, right? Everybody thinks they know everything. It's really funny. I don't know. Let's see. Levan's been armored for 10 years. He can another 10 years. Yeah, definitely, potentially. Levan's health, the only thing determining his longevity will be short-lived, though. Okay. That's just a wild guess there. Levan will probably end his career before anyone comes close to beating him. 4-man team winner gets Levan. I was surprised he asked for Dennis. No, I'm not surprised. There's been rumors about Dennis training again, and in a full form, Dennis, if he could get back to, as strong as he was, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if it's smart, but if he could, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Now Devon needs to pull Gennady, Hermes, Kadecha if he wants to stay in top 5. Well, he's injured. I don't know how bad the injury is. I don't see how long he's out for. But, he was saying he's down to pull Hermes and all those guys for sure. So my dream match always has been Gennady and Devon. I've wanted to see that match for so long. Predictor says, would Prime Dennis beat Levan? Dude, Prime Dennis is something special. I mean, most of the people probably in this chat started once Levan with the era of Levan. But if you're around when Dennis was around and how dominant he was, and it was like another Levan, I would have loved to see it. Let's see. Chafee had top 2 round 1 was weren't seen because of legal, but his King's move wasn't illegal. Vaughn was at his best ever. Devon got injured. Yep. We need much more from Devon. Number 2, he's still only 1 European right arm match in ages. It's Levan. Now he retires for a year, and he's held that number 2 spot. Levan's hand size alone is enough to take on anybody. Imagine that big hand and wrist size with muscles on top. Oh. Can you guys hear my microwave beeping? I know. Sorry, I started food and then I went live and I forgot. And it just keeps beeping at me. It'll continue until I get the food. But I need to get off here because no one's gonna. I just want to, make a regular video, and it's getting too long, and no one's gonna watch this anyway. My next match is in August 6th, East vs. West. I'm going against Ravaz Latidze, the guy that beat Michael Todd, the number 10 guy in the world. So, training my ass off in the gym every day, eating my meal prepped food, hydrating. I'm doing all of it, guys. I'm going all out for the time I have to train. Things are all moving forward. I'm feeling great. Weight is sitting around 345. I'm maintaining 345 and sitting at 345. It's not really going up or down, which is cool, but I can see my body composition kind of changing. So I can feel that I'm losing some body fat and training out with muscle. So, yeah, Someone asked what my next big match is. Let's see. Gennady, Jerry Winter. Gennady, Jerry's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited that I get to be there for that. Do you think you can move Levan off center? No, probably not. It's sad, man. We all wanted that David versus Goliath story. Yeah, everybody always wants that for sure. Where do you think someone should be or if you want to be a pro eventually? I don't know what a pro is. And it depends on weight classes. And there's a lot of things I would need to know to answer that question. Fresh to Daisy, the gap between Dick and Larry is huge. Imagine how big the gap is to Levan. Crazy, right? Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, you guys. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I wasn't going to sit here and do the whole chat thing tonight. I'm super tired and I'm boring. I can feel I'm not a lot of fun right now. Yeah. So everybody's talking about the Devon Larry match. It was a great match to watch, to see what happened and stuff. So I'm going to get off here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in at this crazy ass hour, 4:23 a.m. 146 people in here. I'll be live on Wednesday again. We'll catch up. I'll have my normal energy. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Interested to see how everything, what this match meant, what it can mean for the sport, what kind of opportunities and things are going to arise. A lot of stuff to think about for sure. Anyway, guys, love you to death. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will be back on Wednesday. We can talk more. Have a good night, guys.